welcome to UK Casuals Football Show. It's a little bit different this weekend because there has been an international, England v Andorra. Just like to say the sponsors of this show are the Casual Thug Clothing Company that do T-shirts, which I've got on now, and they do many others. So Martin, we've got Martin King here from the YouTube channel SW6 Blues Pride of London. What's been happening in your world lately, Martin?
Not a lot. Just put a new thing up with Barbara Bellwood, really knowledgeable Chelsea lady, which has gone mad on the YouTube channel, and got loads of other things lined up. Got a couple of people interested in sponsoring us. Got a couple of people interested in advertising. So things are looking up, and it's going great guns. We've got over 90,000 views now on the two playlists and the videos.
Very good.
So we're getting towards 100,000. That's in 3 months, so we're doing well.
That's very good. Just like to say, the Barbara Bellwood interview, the Queen of Stamford Bridge, I could only say that the Queen of Stamford Bridge could only do an interview where she stops and goes to collect the delivery.
It's brilliant.
Absolutely.
She's comedy gold.
Just like to say that interview was unedited because Martin, you requested that, didn't you?
Because I just wanted to see what that really shows what she's like. She's people love her at Chelsea. You know, everybody knows her at football. All the boys who've been anybody know her. All the normal shirts know her. All the players know. Everybody knows her. You can't not like her, and she's had hell of a life. You know, our other guest tonight, Dave Cass, he's been through the mill. You know what I mean? So you've got to filter people who've had a bad deal in life. And
no, it was. I sat in, and it was a fantastic interview. So tonight we've also got Dave Cass, author of Shenanigans, a history of QPR's casuals. First of all, how you doing, Dave?
Hello, lads. Yeah, not too bad. Working a lot. Doing a lot of painting up here in Ireland, and just about to do I'm buying a cottage out here, so that's about to take off. Should be getting keys to that soon. And funny enough, today I need to get a gate sorted in the back garden. I know it's not football related. I found a pallet. You know the old wooden pallets?
Yeah.
I took my dog for a walk. I thought, I wonder if I could make a gate out of that. So I've never done nothing like that before. Brought it back in the van, and I've only whacked up a nice little side garden gate made out of an old pallet. So I'm
there you go.
That was my day anyway. And I did watch that Barbara interview, Martin. I didn't see all of it. I saw the first few minutes. You're right. Yeah. She's a definite character, ain't she?
Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah.
She's very much like yourself, Dave. I don't want to go into details, but I read your first book.
Yeah.
I loved it. I honestly, really, I got to know you through reading that book. And that's the truth. I fucking loved it. And you should really promote that more, because I put it up there with Jasper's book. Unbelievable. You know, how people change their lives and how much you've done. Same as Barbara. She's had tragedy in her life. And you've had a bad hand. And you should promote that book even more.
I'm going to do Dave... because I think you're talking about this book, if not, but it's Beating My Demons.
That's it, yeah.
There you go.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
On Amazon, Dave?
Yes, on Amazon. That was my first book I wrote, which I started many, many years ago, never finished it. And since I come to Ireland, I decided to crack on with it and get it finished. And just a story of my upbringing. You know, like you're saying, it was crazy times. You know, I'm not going to go into details if anyone wants to read the book. It's just about, I'm a self-confessed alcoholic, but I haven't had a drink for over 15 years. Well, throughout my life, there was all sorts of craziness. I got involved in a lot of trouble at football, as we all did. Maybe not everyone did, but it's part and parcel of growing up in the 80s. But maybe I just took it, you know, I didn't know when to leave it. And that was part of my story, a lot of prison sentences and homelessness and shit that went on. Decided to get sober and turn my life around. And hence now, I'd never, this sitting here doing this podcast with you lads, it's like a different level, ain't it? At the end of the days, I was living in the back of an old derelict van with a puncture on it, drinking out of bottles of old 3 litre fucking White Lightning or whatever, when my life had come to an end, and here I am in Ireland buying a cottage. So I just anyone that's out there struggling with this, because addiction and alcoholism is a big bastard. You know, it really is.
Hard to beat. Yeah, really hard.
You've done well, Dave.
But you're doing well, Dave, and
you are.
And anyone out there that's struggling, we wish them all the best.
Can I just say about
we go to tonight's game?
Yeah.
4-0 against Andorra. To be honest, I thought it was going to be 1-0. It was 1-0 at half time. I think 4-0 flattered England because they kind of got their goals late, and I think the Andorra players got tired. What's your thoughts, Martin, on the England performance?
I sort of dipped out in and out the game. It was that fucking boring, honestly. It reminded me of London schoolboys, like county games, playing Dorset schoolboys. It was like, what's going on here? There was no urgency. And even at 1-0, even the commentator said, 57 minutes, the commentator turned around and said, oh, the crowd are entertaining themselves.
That's right. I heard that.
Does that mean the players were? I thought it was atrocious. I thought it was absolutely shite. It was terrible. It was like a schoolboy game. It was rubbish. And you think
Martin, that you said about the commentator saying that the England crowd are entertaining themselves. They shouldn't need to do that, should they?
No.
They paid to get into Wembley to watch England.
You know, I thought like you and Matt, and probably like Dave's going to say, I thought it was going to end up 1-0, but they run out of steam, the Andorra players, and they done well up to the second half. And don't forget, there's only 77,000 people live in Andorra. It's a principality, it's a tax haven. They're not known for more for skiing than fucking football. But look, when they come to Wembley, they are. And they put up a good display. If I was an Andorran, I'd be proud of that team. Because look at some of our players are on £250,000 a week.
Yeah.
You know, they probably don't earn that in a fucking 3 years, the Andorrans.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. You know what I
mean? So, fair play to them. But I thought the England team and the crowd was like bored. I was bored. I'd rather watch Stars on Sunday than watch that shit. They were fucking rubbish. Here you go. Yeah. That's my view anyway. You two.
Okay. So on to Dave, who's going to be a regular member of this podcast from now on. What was your thoughts, Dave?
Pretty similar to Martin. I was bored. Whenever I watch a game like that with England, I'm also doing other things, sort of, not quite focused right in on it. I wanted to concentrate on it because of the podcast tonight, because I wanted to be able to talk about something. But it was like Martin said, it was England were trying to play against 9 defenders.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard doing, isn't it?
It's like trying to break through a barrier, isn't it? And they did, like you say, they did do well, and fair play to them. I thought the keeper at the beginning, I thought, Jesus, who's this keeper? He's atrocious. But later on, he did prove himself to make a few good saves in that.
Yeah, he made some really good saves, didn't he? I think it was from Jude Bellingham that curled it. I'm not sure if that's the right player, but he stopped it going into the top corner. I mean,
he smothered the ball. He came out and smothered the ball, and he did right, As you say, how long can that last, parking the bus like that? And which in the end took its toll, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it weren't pretty to watch, was it? Really?
No, and like you say, you're watching the match, you're pottering around. When you watch England and the amount of money they're on, you should be on the edge of your seat, shouldn't you? Really focused and
It's boring. Well, I'd have rather been helping Dave make his garden gate out of a pallet than shit. It was
that was more fun, mate, to be honest.
That's how bad it got.
That's more exciting, mate. That's more exciting.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
Okay, Martin. We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Poland is our next game. Very different. A better team than Andorra, So what do you think's going to happen then? Is he ever going to start Grealish? That's what I want to know.
It was a strange lineup again today, wasn't it? He played sort of what's his name? Look, it was at Chelsea, he's at Leeds now, centre forward. He played him, and I don't think he's ready for international football. What's his name? He was at Chelsea, Nottingham Forest.
Bamford. Is it Bamford?
Yeah.
Or Bamford.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be involved in a lot of the game, but there was no end product.
No. Until we bought Harry Kane on, then you had a more of a focal point than Blanford. Yeah. Blanford, what his fucking names. Anyway, but I just think some of the formation, and again, it was all Blanford. It was all sideways, backwards. And the geezer from Wolves, where's he come from, that geezer from Wolves? He's never had a sniff at an England game, has he? And yet he played him today. So I think that Wednesday's going to be a tougher opposition, Poland. Hostile crowd again, like the Hungarians all night. We ain't touched on that yet, have we? Hungary.
No.
You know what I mean? That's going to be the same atmosphere. They're going to boo. If they take the knee, the Poles will boo. Guarantee you. I don't know if Andorra...
actually, you've just remarked on that, Martin, and it was something I was supposed to bring up. England's game before was against Hungary in Budapest.
Yeah.
Hungary didn't take the knee, but England did.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know why they do it. I think they should just, it's gone now.
Scrap it.
Just crack on with football. You've got your kick it out thing with, for racism. Yeah. That's good enough.
Look, can I just make a quick point on what you just said? And Dave will probably back me up because he comes from a rough, multicultural area around the bush and all that. This is doing more damage than good.
It's divisive.
It's nonsense. I mean, look at the Hungarians. The Hungarians, how many black faces were in? There ain't that many Africans, West Indians live in Hungary. They've probably never seen a black person. So when they see them all taking the knee for racism, can't even fucking say it, not even had a drink, is they're booing taking the knee because they don't understand it. Yeah. It's not because they don't understand black people. We do, because we've got lots of people been coming here for hundreds of years, black people, mixed race people, Indian, Chinese. We understand it. Yeah. But my other point is, how can football be racist when you've got today 6 black players playing for England?
Exactly.
If we were that racist, then it's over half the team are black. Fucking scrap this knee bollocks. It started off as Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
When they got dogs abuse and Black Lives Matter, right, with George Floyd dying, and then everyone started booing and they said, right, there's going to be murders. They then changed it about racism, but they never told anybody.
Exactly.
That's
the problem, Martin. They changed before the knee was synonymous with Black Lives Matter. And they weren't kneeling for Black Lives Matter at first because they had it on their shirt.
Yeah,
and now they all like, no, it's not for Black Lives Matter no more because they found out what Black Lives Matter was really about.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's against racism. Let's just crack on.
You don't need that shit. You don't. Everyone, listen. I don't care about. Well, we've had this discussion. Me, you, and Dave, and me, you, and Gary. All of us together. We don't need this crap. I don't care if there's 11 black players playing for England. I couldn't give a shit. It doesn't. I don't notice. I just noticed today because you've got 6 black players. There's more black players or mixed race players playing for England than there are white players. So fucking what? You ain't got to take. There's no racism in football now.
Doesn't matter as long as England win. That's it.
Yes, but the thing is, if you've got people in the crowd who are shouting racist abuse, there's people in the crowd ain't going to put up with that shit. They're going to dob them in, grass them up, or beat them up. There's the 3 options, right? So people ain't going to wear that. So you ain't going to start shouting out whatever to a black player because it ain't done. It ain't the right thing.
Can I just say one thing on that whole matter, right? At the beginning it was, on all sides and there's extremism in all kind of walks of life, right?
Yes.
People go to the extreme. They go to extreme level, and I think it's an excuse for a lot of people just to get angry and have a pop at the other lot or whatever. But there's a well-known QPR lad, and I want to bring this up. When they had that Football Lads Alliance thing, which is absolutely nothing to do with racism whatsoever, yeah?
Right.
They all went to defend the statue of Winston Churchill when they were sort of like, you know, graffitiing and smashing things up in London and the Cenotaph and all that, etc. That was Rent-a-Mob. All that was Rent-a-Mob.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And a lot of extremism went on there. And there's a well-known QPR lad, and I ain't going to mention who it is. I'm not going to say his name, but he's had to move out of the bush because there are some black youths there who want to kill him, because they saw him on the Sky News at that the Football Lads Alliance, and he's now been charged as being a racist, right? And he's had to move. And I can tell you now that man is one of the most least racist boys I've ever met in my life. He coaches black kids down the AstroTurf on South Africa Road, and he's got people contracts and all. But that's just you get the extremism on all levels. It's extremist. It doesn't need to be anywhere near football. We all know about the racists. People who are racist should be brought to justice or whatever. Or not even just, you know, everyone should we should all be getting on with each other. And that stirs it up even more, all that knee business.
It does.
You know,
I think we should just crack on.
I'll have a pop at you.
Yeah, I mean, moving on, Dave. Your thoughts against the match against Poland?
Like you both said, it's going to be a totally different match. It'll be faster pace. Polish are a fast team. They will counter attack. We have to be on our guard against them. The crowd will be hostile, as you said, because they're very passionate Poles. The football fans, I wouldn't be surprised if there's loads of fucking pyrotechnics there and flares and all sorts.
Oh, the ultras will be there. Yeah. Sure.
I'd say we'll be playing different tactics, a different lineup, and we'll hold our own, I'd say. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw. This one.
I mean, tonight Harry Kane didn't start. I would put money on that he's going to start against Poland. And some of the other players. But I'll go back to Grealish. I mean, he can't get a start for love nor money, can he, Martin?
But I think they're not utilising him to his best ability. They're not playing to his strengths. You know, he likes to pick the ball up off the centre forward or come out from the wing and come in. But he's all over the fucking place. You know, a couple of times again, he's playing balls out the mount when he come on, misplacing them. And he's playing too deep as well. He's picking the ball up. He can't create his magic in his own half. He's got to be further up the field, given the ball.
He has to
let him take people on. Can I just say something about the Poland game? They've got probably one of the best centre forwards in the world in Lewandowski. We're forgetting about him. He can bang in a goal or two. I know he's 33 now, but he has been and still is a very dangerous player. You know, they've got to watch him. He's quick, he's strong, can head the ball, and we've overlooked him really. And they've got some good players who play in the Bundesliga as well, the Poles. And now they've got some good players, so it'll be a tough game. Get back to Grealish. I think they've got to get him in his best position, and I don't know if whether England manager Southgate fancies him, because
I get that feeling, Martin. Yeah, I get that feeling. I don't. Yeah, he ain't got much faith in him, is he?
Yeah.
No,
it doesn't seem right.
I don't know what it is.
He should have at least a chance to start to prove himself.
I mean, he's had one of the biggest moves in football. You know, he moved to Man City. So surely there's something there that he should be given at least a chance.
100%. Yeah.
Because I don't think. Just want to ask your thoughts. I'll come to Dave first. Roy Keane. Do you like him or loathe him? Because he says what he doesn't care what he says, does he?
I'll be honest.
Like our Martin, really.
I never used to like him. I do now, because he's just one of them fellas that he never smiles a bugger, does he?
No, he doesn't. No.
He just said, like you say, he don't care. He just says what he thinks, and he's very bland about it all. And usually he's right, though, isn't he?
He tells the truth.
Tonight, he said what we were all thinking. It's like the game was was nothing. What's your thoughts on Roy Keane, Martin? Because I think your characters are very similar.
I love him. I think he's brilliant. I know nothing to do with what he said about tonight's game, spot on. But what he said about that soccer aid last night, on my life, I was pissing myself laughing. He's so honest,
Martin, because I missed that bit.
Basically, he said it's a load of bollocks. He said it's been going on for 18 years. Surely, if they've raised 500 million, that's enough to dig water holes and all that out in Africa. He's not being racist. He's been a realist. And he said about Robbie Williams, you've got billionaire people there, big millionaire people there. Why don't they donate just 1% of what they got?
I've always thought that myself, Martin. They're asking everybody else to put their hand in their pocket, but you're loaded. So put a few grand in yourself.
Or millions. Could put $1 million in each.
It ain't really, is it?
But he said about Robbie Williams, who's the guy who used to write his songs or work with him. He plays in Soccer Aid. He's Robbie Williams' right-hand man. They always used to accuse him of being gay, didn't they? Anyway, he said...
I know you mean. I can't think of the name.
He said the only reason he's famous is for wiping Robbie Williams' arse. And he said some other things. He said, I'm just pleased that Uganda ain't got ITV because they don't have to watch this shit. Honestly, he's done a statement. It was fucking hilarious what he come out with. But guys, what's his name? I forget what this geezer's name is. He's played in a few of them soccer aids, and
he played in every one of them. I know the guy you're on about. I just can't.
But basically, I love Roy Keane. I think he's straight. You can see why he clashes with certain people. He's had run-ins with Sir Alex Ferguson. He put 100% into every game. I'd have loved him at Chelsea. For Brian Clough to find him in Cobb Rangers out in Ireland, he was playing for, wasn't he?
Bought him over.
Irish League.
Yeah.
And he came over to Forest, made his name at Forest, and then Man United. Great, love him. I do. I think he's great, great entertainment. He said what you said, Dave. He says what he thinks. He don't candy floss anything. He's sweet coated. You know what I mean? No. He's his own man. So I do like him.
Yeah, you're right there, Martin. He is his own man. A lot of these commentators now are scared of losing their jobs, so they use.
Well, he does it in such a way where.
Go on, Dave.
Where he's not, remember all them Sky lot that bloody got done for being inappropriate, which is a load of crap, ain't it? But he's not. Roy Keane does it in a way where he's not being inappropriate. He just says it off the hip, and if he sees something, he says it. That's how it should be. You should be allowed to just speak your mind,
exactly.
Without being offensive about it. But just say it, mate. That's what I say.
No, he's. I love it. He's so fun. He's funny with it as well. I know he's nasty. People would perceive him as being nasty, but he's funny with it as well. He makes me laugh.
Like you say, Davey, he's very bland. He's not trying to be smart or anything like that. He's just saying a lot of the time it's what we're all thinking, to be honest. So, okay, gentlemen, I think that's the full-time whistle I can hear. So I'll just come back to Martin. Obviously, Dave, you'll be back next week with us.
Yeah, I'd love to,
and to Martin, am I right? You've got Martin Knight coming up next on your YouTube channel, SW6 Blues Pride of London.
I might stick that up sometime next week when you can. And that'll be my last one for probably 6 weeks. But I've got 12 ex-Chelsea players coming up, so that'll be good. Got Kerry Dixon, Ron Harris, Johnny Ball. We've done Johnny Ball. Kerry Dixon, Ron Harris, John Bumstead, loads of Tommy Baldwin, Bobby Tamblyn, Charlie Cook. Got some good old players coming up to come on.
So for all Chelsea heads, because obviously with UK Casuals, it's all inclusive. For your channel, SW6 Blues Pride of London, it's for Chelsea heads, isn't it?
Yeah, all of it.
If you're Chelsea, you have to get on that channel, subscribe, look at interviews, and as Martin's just told you, there is some real legends coming up of Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
we'll
right,
see you all
so-
next week.
That was UK Casuals Football Show. We talked about England versus Andorra, a 4-0 scoreline, which flattered England, to be honest. And there'll be more videos coming from UK Casuals soon. A big thanks to the sponsor for tonight's show, the Casual Fur Clothing Company.